The post office has engaged in any number of different manipulations of what is going to be necessary infrastructure-wise and procedure-wise, preparation-wise and finances-wise to get us ready to do the amount of mail-in voting that's going to be necessary for us to have a presidential election later on this year. And because of that, we've been doing a lot of coverage of it. There's been a lot of pushback against what Postmaster General DeJoy and the rest of the Trump administration has been doing vis-a-vis the post office. And now there's a little bit of a backpedal, but not really. With DeJoy saying on Tuesday that to avoid even the appearance of any impact on election mail, I am suspending these initiatives until after the election is concluded. Okay, so let's dive into these initiatives. He presents them as budget slashing policies, like limiting overtime, reducing the number of mail trucks, decommissioning sorting machines, all of which had the potential effect of slowing mail and deliveries of everything from packages to prescription drugs. It's been causing tons of problems to people already, let alone what's gonna happen when the election comes. He says that those have been necessary because the Postal Service is financially unsustainable in the long term. And so all of these changes are designed to make the financial future of the post office brighter. Like changes like I saw from JR's story pitch email this morning, USPS quietly added rule prohibiting workers from signing mail-in ballots as witnesses. You know, to save money. What does that have to do with $1 or a cent, let alone both? It has nothing to do with anything. It's designed to make it more difficult for you to vote. Absolutely. And if that means that a bunch of people don't get their prescription drugs in time, if that means that a bunch of people don't get overtime pay and their job becomes impossible, and people like veterans of the post office that have worked there for decades end up leaving because of what's happened, shouldn't have gotten in the way of a second term for Donald Trump.
That's all that matters. And a little bit more of details on that story about being able to sign off. So in Alaska, and when you have a mail-in ballot, you need to be a witness to sign it to basically validate it. And previous to this, postal workers could be that person. They can sign off, you're right there. It makes all kinds of sense in the world. You take your stuff in, there's someone there that signs it. They're no longer allowed to do that on the clock. They can still do it off the clock. Because you may just run into a random postal worker when they're off the clock and ask them to sign your ballot information so you can have it sent off. No, that's voter suppression. That's making it harder for people to vote. We know that's 2 + 2 is 4. Number two, there's postal union heads across the country in different states. They were asked about this reversal by DeJoy. And what they've discovered is, and this is the first thing I thought, and I'm glad I found it immediately after this, is so what are they gonna do about all the problems they've already caused, number one. Number two, I don't trust them to now not do what they've been saying that they've been doing. Why would they change it? Or what is it that they're gonna do to try and basically cover up what they've been doing? So to quote a couple of people, Miriam Bell was the general president of local chapter of Postal Union in North Carolina. 7 sorting machines at that facility were separated out, dismantled, entirely removed in recent weeks. They asked her, are these gonna come back? And she goes, I don't know. They haven't told me anything. So the things they've already done are not coming back, or at least the people that would know about them coming back have no clue if they're coming back. This is not just the only time it's happening. It's happening in multiple locations where these sorting machines are dismantled, the inboxes are doing what they're doing with those, and those things are not being reversed. So as we see this continue, you may get more postal union workers talking about the fact that these things continue to happen, but will we pay attention, or will we just say, Louis DeJoy said he's not doing it anymore, so that's that, it's the end of that. No, they're gonna continue to do it, and they're not gonna reverse what they've already done.
Well, some might be, but you know who's not? The person who threw a wrench into the works at the DNC last night. Just kidding. AOC, here's what she had to say about that announcement by DeJoy yesterday.
Postmaster DeJoy can say whatever he wants about what changes will or will not happen in the future. He has lost the trust of the American people. He has lost our trust to make sure that he will follow through. After they said that they would suspend taking mailboxes out, there were reports and there was confusion about whether that was continuing to happen or not. We need to get him under oath on a committee, letting us know what is happening, and we have to undo the damage that he has already done.
And how do you do it? How do you undo the damage that's already been done? Right now, at the end of August, when we have an election coming up, right?
Presumably legislation, but yeah, there's not much time.
Yeah, everything is red tape and paperwork. The way that politicians complain about the bureaucracy of DC, they know how it works. When they complain about it, they're the drivers of it. So every time there's planning and things put in place to make sure things go the way they want them to go. You think they don't know how this works? You think they don't know that they can't reverse all this and just undo everything in a matter of 2 months? No way, they know how this works. And so this is supposed to be a nice PR move before he goes in on Friday and gets dismantled about all the things he's been doing in front of the House. So before he goes in and does that, he's trying to arm himself with this declaration that he's reversing all of his previous decisions. Why are you reversing all your previous decisions if they were so awesome the first time?
Yeah,
I hope those questions get asked.
And so you say that sort of sarcastically, but realistically, why would he say he's stalling this if he hadn't already accomplished what he wanted to accomplish? Like, we know why he's doing this. It's not just that DeJoy wants the post office to shut down like permanently. He wants it to be hampered to help Donald Trump. Like, he's not worried about consequences. He's not gonna stop before he's done. He got what he needed. And maybe it won't be enough to save Trump. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe in 3 or 4 years, we'll get an intel report about the manipulation of the election by the post office. And maybe some people will care. Even though this time around nobody does with the one we just got.
A couple of Democrats wanted a criminal investigation to go into this with DeJoy because of the things he potentially did that could be crossing into breaking the law. If you're doing that to hinder the Postal Service's delivery, or if you're doing it for personal gain, those things are illegal. So say you get pulled up on charge of that. Say that libs love it and go, oh man, Louis DeJoy's going to jail. Guess who can pardon him? So there's no more fear of doing anything wrong or breaking the law for helping Donald Trump, because everyone who does that, as I think you want to mention Paul Manafort, you get pardoned for it, no matter how many laws you break, no matter how much you help international figures disrupt our electoral process. No matter how much you do that stuff, you can be off the hook. So you've got free range to do so. This law and order president is actually the opposite.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.